Now that we have multiple queue lists recorded, let's look at how to view several of them. So for this example, I'm just going to get into my snapshot 1. In order to keep track of my queue lists, I might want to label the whole list. So as we saw before, if I type q1/, that's allowing me to talk to the entire queue list, not just a specific queue. So I'm going to hit label. I'm going to call that my main list, and that will show up at the top of my PSD. And I'm going to say q2/label, and I'm going to call that my band chase. We'll be using that a little bit later. What we noticed before was that my PSD by default is going to follow my command line. So for example, if I say q2/enter, that's now at the header of my command line, and I can see that it changes my playback status. q1/ will take me back there as well. But we allow you in a single PSD tab to see multiple queue lists at the same time. So with my PSD tab in focus, if I hit format, you'll notice that it will allow me to see list 1 and list 2 simultaneously. If I go into my formatting tools for my PSD, at the top of my tools, you'll see a field that's target grid. And that says when I make adjustments to these display settings, am I affecting my top list or am I affecting my bottom list? And immediately below that is my lock status. My lock status by default is unlocked, and that means that my playback status is going to follow whatever's on my command line. I can come in here now and choose which list I want to lock those to. So if I click on list 1, you'll notice that I get a little padlock up in my main list. Then I can go down to bottom and select list 2, and that's going to lock that there as well. So this will ensure that no matter which queue list I'm pointed at on my command line, those will always display in those 2 locations. Just going to click off this window to close that. You have the ability to see more than 2 queue lists at a time, and the way we do that is we just open another playback status tab. With that tab in focus, I can hit format, and now I can see an additional 2 queue lists. For now, I'm going to hit escape to close that tab.